now that we have our cheese all grated, I got a little piece left. I didn't need all of it. We're getting ready to make garlic cheddar beer bread. Oh my goodness. No yeast, no rise time, no waiting, no mixer. It is amazingly delicious. If you like garlic bread, cheese garlic bread, you're gonna love this recipe. Okay, the first thing we're gonna do is prepare our pan. I have brushed just a little bit of melted butter. This is a non-stick pan, but I still put a little butter in the bottom because I'm gonna put my parchment paper in there, and I wanna make sure the parchment paper stays down. I just have enough to cover the bottom and the long sides, and you want some left over on the edges because that's going to help you lift it out in the end. It doesn't have to be a lot. Just want to push this down in there. Now, I'm using a non-stick pan. I do have parchment paper in there. I am still going in with a little of my melted butter and brush my parchment paper. When it comes to my breads and cakes, actually, I just like to make sure I do everything possible to make sure I have a clean outcome in the end. Okay, and since butter's in the recipe, it's just fine. Not much at all. Then go ahead and sit your pan aside. Since there's no parchment paper on the sides, definitely get those sides in there. The first thing I'm going to do is just kind of give my flour a good whisk. I did not sift it. You can sift it if you like, but I did not sift it. So I'm whisking it to make sure there's no lumps in there before I do anything else. Now I'm going to add sugar. And of course, all of the ingredients will be in the description. Baking powder, garlic powder, and salt. Make sure you combine that well. Now we're going to put in our cheese. Go ahead and whisk that in as well. Okay, as mentioned, this is cheese garlic beer bread. This is the beer I'm using. I'm going to show it to you. This is a imported Mexican beer. I am not going to say the name of that beer because it is just like something else that we are all familiar with, and I do not want the algorithm to think that is what I'm talking about. So once again, this is the beer that I am using, but you are free to use whatever beer you want or like. So from here, I'm going to just make a well in the bottom of my bowl. And this is where we're going to pour our beer in at. About half the can. That should do it. And from here, we just want to start incorporating our flour, bringing it in by pulling your spatula in a circle, incorporating some of that flour each and every time until it's all combined. You want to combine this flour mixture with your beer until there's no more flour streaks throughout. It needs to be well combined. And I think we are done here. That's good. Perfect. Okay, now we're going to transfer this to our baking dish. And from here, you want to spread it out as evenly as possible. Make sure you have it into your corners. Don't leave your corners empty. I like to take my spatula and just make a line right down the middle, just like that. Just not from end to end, but just in the middle, just a little bit. From here, we're going to take our melted butter and pour it right on top. You're going to brush this to make sure it's as even as possible. Just pour it right on top, all of it. Then take your brush and kind of brush it just to make sure it's on all of your batter. Okay, we are going to bake this, and I should have said earlier, preheat your oven to 350 degrees. We're going to bake this in the oven until it's nice and golden brown and done inside with the toothpick test. So we'll be back. We're going to make our garlic butter topping. I have some melted butter here. To that, we're adding garlic powder, thyme, and this thyme comes from just a little bit of thyme, maybe like a half a teaspoon of thyme. Comes from my garden at the Scaredy Cat Gardener on YouTube. And some dried parsley, about a spoon of dried parsley, a little bit more. Get some from the bottom because it's a little bit more crushed. Perfect. Okay, now we just want to stir this up. And as soon as our bread is done, which should be about in another minute, we're going to take it out and we're going to brush this over the top of the bread. Ooh, we are out of the oven. Doesn't that look amazing? If you all could smell it. Oh my good. I smell the cheese. I smell the beer. I smell everything. Need to do our skewer test. Because it's a thick bread, you want to use a skewer if you have it instead of a toothpick, because that way you can get all the way down to the middle, bring it out, and it's clean. So our bread is done inside. So now we are going to brush the top with our garlic butter. And I kind of like to pat it on. It's just my way of doing it. You can just simply brush it all over. You want to do this as soon as it comes out. Now we're going to let it sit in this pan for maybe about 5 or 7 minutes before we turn it out and let it completely cool. Now we're going to stop right there, let it cool for a few minutes in this pan. And then we're going to need to brush it again and let it completely cool. So we'll be back. All right, let's give it a cut. I'm gonna cut the end off, then I'm gonna cut an actual slice. Ooh, look, delicious. Can you see all the cheddar throughout there? That's all cheddar. Where it looks like a different color, that's all cheddar cheese. Oh my goodness. Ooh, yes, I ate a crumb. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Ooh, guys, look. Doesn't this look amazing? Oh my goodness. Ooh. Ooh, it's time for our taste test. But before we do our taste test, If you are new to the channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me today here in my kitchen. I really do appreciate each and every one of you all. Take a second and subscribe to the channel. Turn on that notification bell so you won't miss anything. I'm almost at 1 million. Please help me get there. All my returning subscribers, thank you so much for keep coming back and watching my videos and hanging out with me. I appreciate you. And channel members, thank you so much for your loyal, faithful support from the bottom of my heart. And if you aren't a member of Pam's Private Pantry, what you waiting on? Don't miss out on any more fun. And while you're at it, don't forget to grab your Pam's Prep all-purpose seasoning. I have no salt and fiery hot coming out real soon. Okay, let's do our taste test. Ooh, suki, suki. This smells so good. I don't need no more butter because I got all the cheese in here. I don't need nothing. Ooh, I want a piece of the top and the bottom. I want the whole piece, y'all. Oh my goodness, my goodness. So good. So good. And the top has a crunchy, crispy texture. You can taste all the cheddar I put in there. You can taste the beer a little bit. Don't have the beer flavor like an alcohol flavor. It just has the flavor of it. Oh my goodness. You can taste the garlic, so pronounced, and the topping. You can taste the parsley, the thyme, everything. Oh my goodness. Wrap it up. It'll freeze for 6 months, or you can keep it in the refrigerator. Yes. For those of you all who are going to ask me, can you use an alternative flour? Alternative flour? I have no clue. I haven't tried it. But I would suggest you try it and let me know. Okay? I would appreciate that. So try whatever alternative flours you want to use and let me know how it works out for you. All right. I will see you all next time. The good Lord willing and the creek don't rise. Bye-bye.